Hey folks, it's Barney. I'm going to record a critical playthrough with commentary of Gun Sergeant Highway's Quake episode, The Castle of Doom. I am really compelled by this episode. Gun Sergeant Highway uploaded it to Slipseer a couple of days ago. They said that they tried uploading it to the Funk message boards 3 years ago and it didn't get any reaction, which is a shame. And I can kind of see, this. It's an episode. It's a lot to ask people to go through an episode, and there are few things which may block people, and it's very difficult to describe this thing. There's the first time I tried playing it, I just got stuck, couldn't progress, and kind of gave up. There had been a lot of frustrations up to that point, and then I played it again. And I tried recording a stream, but the recording didn't work. It's a bit of a shame. But I've tried writing a couple of reviews on this because I really want to. There's something just really compelling about this. There's so much good stuff here. It deserves to be celebrated and applauded. There's also some stuff which goes badly wrong that block players, and that's very confusing, very difficult to describe. So I still think that a video recording of a commentary on playthrough is probably the best way to address the issues there. So this is going to be quite critical and a bit dry at times, but I hope it's useful to the author as a way of communicating what I enjoyed and what I didn't enjoy about this episode. So I've loaded the mod GSH Castle OD. I'm going to start a new game. Yes, I am sure. This door is locked. So we start, and we've got a couple of rangers, a couple of guys just like me, slightly different poses. Just sitting around a campfire. It's pretty cool. I'm a bit confused as to who are these guys? What are they doing? Because later on in the episode we see there's cutscenes and there's dialogue, there's text describing what's going on, but here we've just got these two static guys. It's a bit odd. Anyway, on it we've got a special backpack with shells in it. Got 10 shells from that. There's another one here. And I like this this has got a kind of 90s 3D platforming feel to it. Going around this forest clearing environment, collecting items. It's quite cute. I would say, however, that these 2D trees are a very weird choice. We can see here we've got all this 3D stuff. Quake's a fully 3D game. Look up there, we can see we've got the skybox. That's a pretty modern feature, and we've got this huge castle up there. Can you see that? Out in the fog. We've got all these advanced features. But then we've got these weird 2D sprites, which look like which are dated even by Quake standards, and just look very weird and ugly. Some of them especially ugly, these are just hideous. I have no idea what's going on with these black trees with lurid pale yellow spots. Like, to me that just looks like a bug. Like, I can't understand what the artistic intent is. And there's also there's a huge variety of different types of tree, but they're all rubbish. Some absolutely awful, and others just not very good and kind of pointless. Oh look, a different kind of backpack, which also just contain shells. So with these backpacks and with these trees, we're seeing this thing which I think is a bit of a problem with this episode in general, is that there's I don't know, it's kind of charming, but it's also frustrating and a bit unpleasant at times. Which is that there's little consistency. There's a huge variety of different artistic and design choices which don't really seem to add anything. Where you think, like, actually only, you didn't need to go to these lengths and produce this many variety of things. And some good judgment would have been appreciable, like to go, okay, even if you've decided that, like, in this case, this is an okay tree. It's not the nicest tree, but it's a 3D tree. It works. It's the first thing you see. Why not just stick to that? Why go, okay, and we'll have some worse trees and some really terrible trees? Like, I think, like, rather than go through the effort and sourcing all these different resources and slapping up this huge, bewildering variety, which is confusing and ugly, just like stick with one. Anyway, the same applies to the backpacks. Like, some have got pictures of shells on them, some haven't, and it's this kind of like, why have we gone through the trouble of putting a variety of things here? The variety adds nothing, and the effect is confusing at best, not particularly interesting. Anyway, moving on, we've got climb ladders, jump here, save here. I think all of this is unnecessary. It's kind of cute. Anyway, we're starting to get this kind of like esoteric feel for, like, this is a bit madcap. There's a lot of stuff thrown in here. I think ladders are... I think if a ladder is worth introducing as a mechanic, like this, in a kind of like immersion breaking way, then it should at least show how it works. But this doesn't, so it's just telling me to climb ladders, which is something that, I mean, I would do anyway. The jump here instruction, as we'll see later, is useless. Like, there's no point in remembering this, because when we do encounter this in a handful of situations, much later, then it will have particle effects over it, so it will look different to this, and you don't have to jump, it jumps for you, it's a jump pad. So again, there's inconsistency and pointlessness. This is a save here thing. I think that's kind of cute, like it's saying, alright, get ready. But again, I think it's confusing and it's unnecessary. Like, we've got so many custom resources have been used here that are not from the Quake main asset set. So to use a Quake button that's part of the core game and say, actually this means something else now, it means this is when you say, it's just confusing and unnecessary. Like, as you can see in the top left of the screen there, this game is auto-saving, so I'm using Ironwell, a modern Quake source port, but people know how to save games, and when they choose to save them is it's like it's not something that needs to be told to people. When Quake first came out in 1996, it was pretty groundbreaking in various ways, and it needed to tell you things like you can jump, you can crouch, press this button, shoot these switches. Like, it needed to tell you these things the first time you encountered them. And one thing it did there was it told you about these things the first time you encountered them, which would have been perhaps useful for all these things, you know, use that as a thing rather than asking people to remember these things and then use them later. But also, like, saving the game is not something that needed to be told to people. They didn't need it then, and I don't think they need it 30 years later. So yeah, I think all of this is unnecessary, but in as much as it might be necessary to tell people that ladders are climbable, it would be best to tell them the first time they come up against a ladder. Like the first time you're in an area where a ladder appears, say, you can climb this ladder by pressing jump or whatever. I know significantly Rubicon, which was like, you know, that's a very, very, very old mod, but that introduced ladders, and what it did was it set you off in a starting area. You had to use a ladder to progress, and so it said, "This is a ladder. Press jump to climb it." And so you get that kind of, you know, that follows the Quake model of introducing a mechanic. This doesn't. It's like, this isn't a real ladder. Yeah, I think it's a bit unnecessary. So overall, I think this starting area is just a bit. It's very, very amateur. I'm not getting any strong design sense from this, any strong aesthetic. It's just leaving me a bit confused, and it all feels a bit kind of badly made. But things quickly improve, so let's move on. If we can navigate through these confusing trees. Oh, I heard something teleport. First enemy. Let's ignore him and go this way first, because I think that this is a little side bit. A minor side bit. Excellent. Backpack. See, this is just... This is pretty ugly. And the fact that this breakage is... this break in the map is... kind of a clumsy side effect of these hideous 2D tree sprites is just yeah, I just really hate these trees. This looks absolutely horrible. I don't know why you'd want to do this. Anyway, what we had here with this kind of like, this is a little side turning and there's something going on over here. There's something bigger going on over here. There's some good environmental storytelling here. Like, I knew that this would be a small detour before going on to the major thing. And I think that's something that is really good. So I complained a lot about the minor design elements, like why did this happen? Why did that happen? A lot of the meta stuff, like core mechanics, are often confusing and needlessly inconsistent and elaborate, different. But the main design, you know, the holistic game design stuff is really solid, and I love that about this. So kudos for this this wayfinding that makes sense. And look at this. Here we have the castle. Look at that. That's so cool. That baleful moon from behind the clouds. Colossal moon from behind the clouds, and this great fog. This huge multi-layered castle. And look, we've got these zombies around this tree. And again, like, oh, yeah, see, I thought there's this weird little chip here. Little wood chip. Don't know what that's doing. Anyway. See, this tree, it's not, you know, the brushwork is a bit clunky. That's fine. Like, this is cool. I can see what's going on. This hangs together. There's corpses hanging from a barren tree, and like I would have just copy and pasted this tree all over here, rather than having like whatever's going on here, and yeah, that horrible black yellow. Oh, now see, that's cool. We've got music triggers, and as we're about to see, we've also got rotating brushes. That is very cool. Bit of a lighting problem here. One of the problems with rotating brushes is that they're stuck. Each plane is stuck with the lighting of its original position. So this bit, the top of the drawbridge, the tip of it, is lit according to the circumstances of up there, not the circumstances of down here. Whatever, you know, that's a minor issue. I don't think it really gets in the way of the experience. Incidental music starts and rotating brushes are not a core part of the original Quake, and there's extensive use of them in this mod. It's a core feature, and I love it. Gun Sergeant Highway said that here's drawbridge. Gun Sergeant Highway said that this was an experiment with playing around with rotating brushes, and in that regard it does really well. I think it's a really underused feature, and I'm really glad to see that used. And the gates close after us. So this map is called This door is locked. We have this complex door here, and yeah, the second map is called Find the Gold Key, and there's this kind of theme here of like, you know, obviously there's this, what's going on with this castle and all this stuff. There is this cool setting. There's a very distinctive and gripping world here. It's not that distinctive, but it's gripping. And yet, the maps are named after core mechanics which should just fade into the background. Those core mechanics don't. Doors are incredibly confusing and weird and inconsistent and horrible in this. And by naming the first two maps, This Door is Locked and Find the Gold Key, I think Gun Sergeant Highway is intentionally trolling us. Maybe we'll see about that. Let's go up these cobbles into this cool courtyard. This awesome scale. I absolutely love it. Ah! Being attacked by dogs, knights. Look at this. The dragon claw in. So we got this kind of like, you know, you're kind of like standard hackneyed, cheerful, light gothic castle fantasy. Got some nice brushwork. This weird ogre just like floating above the ground, staring into a cart. And I don't know if this is a bug with my source engine, but he's one of many enemies who's frozen on the spot, and you can only turn just before shooting. Weird. Let's get rid of him. So this is cool. I have stuff hidden in wagons. Look at these pixels here. We've got these very bright, full bright pixels on these textures, which seems to me to be a categorical bug. I would have said the same of these trees. You know, the yeah, you can kind of see through that hole there. the black trees with the just weird white bright pixels on them. For me, I just look at that and I immediately go, oh, that's hideous. That's a problem. I should fix it or use another texture. So I don't get how these are like... it would be one of the first things I'd just chuck out in playtesting. Look at this. Headsman's block. Decapitations aplenty. Including a vor. Pretty hardcore. And here we've got this lovely cube. We've got these steps, these cozy lights, stained glass windows. And you can't go into these houses. They have brushed doors, but you can't go inside them. And you can't go in this one either. You can't go in that. You can't go in there. You can't go in here. Which is fine, you know. I wouldn't expect you to be able to go into everywhere. It's a bit of a shame about the Dragon Inn. It's signposted, but there's nothing inside. That's not a major problem. The only reason I bring it up is because... oh look, this doesn't open either. And why do doors open and not open? When is a door? When is a door not a door? What does it take for me to open a door? Should I be aiming to get in the door? Doors sometimes have mechanics, sometimes have very weird mechanics, and sometimes they just don't. They're all odd, they're all different, they're all incredibly inconsistent. So I need the silver key. This door's clipped halfway through. I've got this message. Okay, cool. Up here, I need the gold key. There's a hyphen between gold and key. The message only comes when I'm much closer to the door. So again, we've got these pointless inconsistencies for very conventional stuff, which are a bit irritating, a bit ugly, and it gets so much worse. But let's go up here, get those nails. Let's climb up here. This is cool, I like this. There's a secret area here with 9-inch nail backpacks. Nice. These are unmarked backpacks. I suppose that's like yeah, shells. So I'm just not going to get any. Because I've already got 100 I've maxed out. The classic 2-scrag ambush. Why it ambushed me there in particular, I don't know, but this is cool. Very neat little Quake cute fountain. Running water from the taps. Doors you can't enter, so time to go back up. Okay, so a guy noticed me down here. I could jump down here, I don't think I'm meant to. And I think it kind of breaks progression a bit if I do that. So I'm just going to go back down here. This is where I'm meant to go, I think. I mean, you can jump over there. All you need to do is like jump over the railing, and you have to do. Okay, so this will come up again, right? There's a bunch of nails up there. Up here, this is the only way to get to this place, which then reveals this secret. So what this tells us is that in the logic of this, the ludic logic of this, we're expected to be able to take the initiative to climb onto walls and be inventive about where we can jump. that's clearly something that's expected of us. This was a secret, but it's planned for. We were tempted here by the nails. However, doing it over there kind of breaks progression and confuses everything, so I'm not going to do that. I mention this because it's another point of inconsistency where the player is expected to understand and to try some things, but if they apply that consistently, then it kind of breaks progression in some places, and it's inconsistent and confusing because you're never quite sure what the author is expecting you to get out of a level. Anyway, let's move on. Cool graveyard. Tombstones, raised beds. Some nails between the tombstones. Dog, it's going to get to me. This is cool. This is, we've got a discrete area, and I really love this little alley with the arcades. This is a nice, discrete sub-environment within the castle, within the fortified outer walls of the keep. And I'm all here for it. I love it. We've got a zombie there who's crawled out of his grave. Cool. And here, I need the crypt key. So we've got, oh, and look. Another scrag ambush. Classic. So we need the crypt key. That's an unusual key. And that's interesting. So let's see if we can find that. I can't do anything for these zombies because I don't have explosives. I've only got shotgun and an axe. Shotguns and axes. That's cool, that is. Also, kudos for... Oh, look, there's a missing texture there. But I'm very glad that the only trees here are brush trees. This is fine, you know. They're a bit chunky, but they're 3D, that's great. I'm so glad we ditched the 2D trees. But this just reinforces to me how introducing them at the beginning in the first place sells the whole thing short, because by this point I've seen so much custom brushwork, so many 3D models have been painstakingly handmade to produce this beautiful, coherent environment, and we can clearly have 3D trees, so why did the beginning just show us those awful 2D trees? They give such a bad impression, and it's not at all indicative of what's to come, so it undersells the whole thing. Anyway, this is a building you can't go into. A bit weird. Now look at this. Rotating door. Shame that the back isn't lit. And you've got this up here. This looks weird. By the way, so if I had have jumped over the ledge to fight that night when he woke up earlier and we were near the secret, I don't think I'd have been able to get out here. I think I'd have been... this door is a one-time only thing. I don't think it should be a one-time only thing, because there is the possibility of coming at this through the other direction, so I think that needs fixing. Anyway, this is awesome. We've got this custom sound, it's threatening, it's difficult, it's precarious. I love it. I think this is really great, and it feels right, it's done really well. This is what really shines about this mod. It's unusual, I've never seen this many rotating brushes before, so great work. The fact that the sound cuts out once and for all, that's a one-time trigger, that is odd. I wonder if that can be fixed. because yeah, that's a bit immersion breaking. The fact that this door doesn't make a sound is annoying. Again, I've said it before, but the fact that every single door is different in ways which are, some of them make a cool noise and they open up on you, and that's awesome. And then you go to one that makes no sound whatsoever and uses different textures and rounded edges and it slides open. It's like, it just feels like rubbish by comparison, and I wonder why I'm being given rubbish stuff when there's clearly cool stuff. I think it's a domain where rather than just throwing everything at the map, it would have been good to figure out one that the author liked, figure out a few that the author liked, and just use them consistently. Some misaligned texture. Cool. Okay, so we're supposed to save here. I'll do it for now. I think this is cool. I love this kind of like Temple of Doom type stuff. And it's at the beginning we had that kind of map fetching thing, and now we've got this, and it's got this kind of like exploration adventure platformer feel to it, and it works with the physics of Quake. It doesn't feel off navigating this. It feels precarious, it feels immersive. I think it's really well done, and I applaud it. It's fresh and unusual, using features that people underexplore. Okay, so this is hideous. This is really ugly in my opinion. But it's clearly a key. It's an unusual key. It's the crypt key. Cool. So I know where I need to use that. It's in the graveyard. So we're getting more precarious now. Maybe dead. I couldn't find a safe space between these two. That's fine. That's why we saved. And hey, I'm back to full health. I'm back here. And again, we've got these inconsistent doors, like this one is one use only. Decided to go with it's hideous. Man, that zombie's fired us all the way out. Okay, well, as soon as he's distracted, let's go to the crypt place. Weird squashed up texture there, but oh, it's where it joins. Yeah, see, there's these little ugly differences of like, why does this look the same basically as that, but this isn't a real door and that one is? Why is this texture squashed up? And it's because like almost every single door behaves and is designed differently. Every door seems to be being designed from scratch, and it's just unnecessary. It's ugly and confusing and frustrating. But look at this. Hey, I need the crypt key. I've got the crypt key. It slid off. Nice. Look at this. Cool lighting. Don't know why that zombie is so more strongly lit than the others, but it's cool. Oh, and here we've got a real key. Well, as in a proper key, using the actual key model. It's the silver key, which I needed to go into that underground part. I'm going to try not to disturb these zombies. They're awake now. So what did I say? You have the silver key, hyphen on the silver key here. Although, when we go to the doors, it's gold key that has a hyphen. Silver key doesn't. So it's inconsistent that way. I think that's the case with the second level as well. In the second level, the silver key is hyphenated and gold key isn't. And I mean, like, whatever. I can tell what's going on, but it adds to the whole thing of like, why do we have these minor inconsistencies? This is stuff that should be don't make me think, but we're being made to think about it. There's the name of the map. There's all these differences. There's these different types of key. And it'll get worse, And I'm just like... It's, I think because of the map titles, the author is trolling us. But I don't know why, I don't really get the joke. It's not that funny. Anyway, I know where this silver key is not to be used. Oh, and there's loads of enemies here now. So fair play, the crypt key, the gold key, the crypt key and the silver key, I know where these have to be used. I encountered these doors, I had an idea of where they were. I could describe them to you. I could describe their location and their distinct purposes. And so I knew when I got the silver key and when I got the crypt key where I had to use them. And that's good. We will see later that that isn't always the case with this episode. I cleared them out. Challenging but fair combat on medium difficulty. Let's use our silver key. And we'll notice here that this doesn't start shouting you need the silver key if you have the silver key, which wasn't the case with the crypt key. So again, there's like there's these patterns that you just expect to be standard and not have to think too hard about them, and for them to be done correctly in one place and then persist at the other places. And that never, ever, ever happens with this mod. These very fundamental interactions, these very fundamental things are different every single time, and it's infuriating. Locks behind us, opens inwards, and here we've got a push button door for no reason, with little spikes at the bottom, and it hurts you when it closes on you, and that's the only time we'll see that. No other doors needed it, there was no need for it. It's just odd. There's weird dark textures with inexplicable pale yellow pixels on them again, just like I would simply not. I would replace that with any other texture, even if it was this brick texture, it would not look as bad as that. Okay, save. This might be my favourite part of the map, if not the episode. Transparent lava is a bit weird, I don't think that works, but this is cool. Look, we've got this loads of Temple of Doom type stuff. We saw these slicey things in Scourge of Armageddon. They were barely used, and I think, like, as far as I can remember, the only other time I've seen them used is Arcane Dimensions, using one tiny bit in Arcane Dimensions, and these are just cool, man. I mean, like, this isn't particularly complex platforming, but it's just fun. I love the vibe, and this vibe is done so well. Look, we've got lava, we've got huge slicing pendulums. This is really tense. I have to watch my step. And look, there's all this. Look at this. There's all this clockwork machinery. It's like this Keith Robinson, or I don't know if you're American or something like that, Rube Goldberg. All this crazy cog machinery. I absolutely love it. It has got a really cool have to time this really carefully. Ah! Oh, there we go, that's what I needed to save. And having transparent lava means I can at least look at all those cool cogs when I die, but oh, I auto-saved here, nice. Yeah, this is just awesome. It's the lighting, the fact that so look, you'll see it's red there, that big cog, it's red, and now it isn't. That's because at its starting position, this part here was at the bottom. And so it's got the lighting of the lava. This has got the non-object source lighting. So that effect is odd, but I think it adds to this, you can see that effect, it's a bit more subtle. You can see it on all the rotating objects in this room. The lighting is weird. But for me, that adds to this 90s 3D euphoria charm to this. I think it's great. It reminds me of the excitement of seeing successive generations of 3D innovation consoles as a kid. And look at this, there's an ogre running, powering the whole thing on a treadmill. And here we've got like pulley system. This is just so neat. I love it. Yeah, there's a lot of just, this is euphoric to me. And very much a kind of like, I don't know, a kind of mad scientist's maze kind of thing. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so there's a problem there, which is that if you jump at the wrong moment, you'll get clipped and your jump won't work properly. There's always a danger with custom brushwork. Again, it's quite unsettling. Okay, so this is a problem. We've got the two classic two-scrag ambush. This happens several times from now onwards, is that we have this instance of a scrag that spawns who's meant to scare you, meant to give you a jump start, but you end up giving him a jump start, and it's that feels just a bit kind of naff. The fact that guy teleported in and was like, didn't notice me. That is awesome. That is so awesome. I absolutely love that. Kudos. Fallen trap, never seen it done before. And now I've got to save. I would have saved slightly beforehand, but like, I think these things are unnecessary anyway. So I've got so many nails right now. It's a shame I don't have any nail gun. So I can see that this is the way out. And I can see that that's a kind of pivotal object. So my instinct is to go, okay, I'll explore the side rooms first. Is this another guy? Yeah, it's another guy who's stuck in the geometry and he can only turn when he fires. Yeah. I don't know if that's him being badly positioned. What? Well, this is cool. It's got a bed, it's got a table, chandelier, a dog. And I just came and killed them for nothing. No reason, there's nothing to get here, it's just a bit of cute. And I like that, it's fair enough. This is annoying, this implicit door where you think, like, aha, there's a purpose to this. No, there isn't. But yeah, doors are just rubbish in this mod. Okay, so let's go back. And here we have this problem that mindset of, I remember at the beginning of the game, there's that signpost which says you can go that way or you can go that way, and one way is clearly leading to the big castle and the main adventure, and another one is clearly leading to a detour into the clearing. So we go, you know what, I'll take the detour into the clearing first, I'll clear that off before carrying on in the main adventure. And if I hadn't done that, there would never have been a cause to go back to that clearing. It would have been a pointless long slog back. Here we have an issue with that, because that same mentality is telling me, okay, that's the way back out, that's the main item, I'm going to go and do the side things first. But it turns out that side thing was pointless, and this side thing is like, okay, look, that's a gold key. That is a normal, regular gold key, and now that works. I've already got the silver key. I have the gold key with a hyphen. So, if that was the gold key, what's this? This is a tacky, clunky looking fake key, right? It's a fake gold key. Which is odd, because like the crypt key also looked like this. Yeah, I think there are open source assets. There is like the crypt key is in Arcane Dimensions, right? I'm not sure if this map came up before Arcane Dimensions, but there are definitely crypt keys in Arcane Dimensions, and I think you could use the same models, and in this case you could have used the gold key model. It feels a bit stupid here, especially what with me having the real gold key, which looks different. So now I'm going to see... That's a trap! Cool. But like, I mean, yeah, ambushes are cool, I think this is a nice bit. But yeah, it kind of didn't work, it's kind of a bit broken. I've got this stuck enemy through them. Let's see. Yeah, so with the crypt key, the gold key, and the real gold key, again there's this like... I think it's pertinent because here with the that's a trap thing, you're playing with the player's expectations, right? You're going like, oh, you want to get that. You're supposed to want to get that weird looking key. And you're supposed to be like, oh, what? No, it was an illusion. What a surprise. And that's cool, you know, it's like, it's a fun gimmick. The problem is that, like, the playing with subverting player expectations with keys and doors, they're always subverted. Every key and door puzzle is absurd and weird and feels broken. So to go like I was playing the trick on you all along, it's like, okay, I'm being trolled, but also like a lot of this is just broken and not very good, and is that trolling me too? I don't know. Anyway, climb ladder. Let's get out of here. And hey, we're back at the courtyard, and we're looking. We've come full circle after all that adventure, and we're looking at the door, the remaining door we need to unlock. That is brilliant. That is really brilliant game loop design. And again, it shows that like in the large scale of design principles, of game design intuition and gumption, the author really knows what they're doing. They've got a sense for this. But then, as we'll see later, it can get completely thrown out sometimes. Anyway, let's move on. Didn't even need to touch the door, it just opened. I think there's no return now. Yeah, I think every rotating door is... Oh no, not all of them. But so far, most rotating doors are one use only. Point of no return. It's a dog spawn behind you. It's my decision. Yeah, excuse me. Nice paintings. Nice bit of heraldic regalia there. These aren't paintings, are they? They're tapestries. I don't know. This one's definitely a tapestry, isn't it? Yeah. Which way to go? I'm going to go this way. Again, the silent doors are irritating, but we've already had that problem. We'll go down here. Getting back onto the courtyard, that's cool. Backpack. And a little ajar window. Like the brush doesn't quite stack up, but cute idea. Beams inside. That's cute. This is not cute. We've had, I think, 3 different kinds of window out here. Little squared panelled civilian housing windows. This is the 4th, and it's hideous. Like, it's got, again, these like weird bright pixels which look bugged. And again, like the trees, like the lamps, like the other instances, like the canvas there. I mean, with the canvas thing, with the wagon, like maybe that was the only wagon-like texture you had, and you thought, you can't mess it up much. But with these, and with the trees, and with all the others, it's just like, oh no, that looks absolutely horrible. So why not use one of the several other kinds that don't look hideous? Yeah, it's I would have not done that. Again, a different kind of backpack for no reason. There's just, I think the author has a compulsion for inconsistency. Irrepressible desire to just do things differently every time. And either that or this map was made progressively and none of it was ever revised as a matter of principle. Like maybe the trees at the beginning are rubbish just because the author hadn't figured out how to, hadn't decided or figured out how to do those 3D trees. And then when they did start doing 3D trees, they thought, okay, I'll just use nothing but that until I get another idea of that. Either way, I think like there's yeah, again, classic 2-scrag effect. I think they work so well with this environment, by the way. But yeah, that guy just sat over there. I would fix that. And again, it's like, I don't know, maybe the author, I'm saying that maybe the author doesn't. Oh look, here's the horrible trees in the background. That looks just absolutely weird and broken, but you can see that bright red there, and that bright white down there, and those are the trees and the windowsills. And yeah, so there's this potential theory that the author just never revises anything. They just move on, and if they develop a new idea, then or a slightly better way of doing things, then they'll use that going forward, but they won't revise former things. In that case, it feels like maybe all my criticism is kind of like pointless, because like if the author doesn't feel it's worth going back to fix things they've since superseded, like, then why am I bothering to point out that these scrags are broken? Is that something that's going to be fixed? Anyway, look at this. This is cool. I'm climbing on the ramparts, and it's secret. So that's the second time we've had climbing up onto the wall and exploring beyond the intuitive sequence. Now I've been rewarded with a secret. Oh, there's people in here. And this is cool. I love this stuff. It feels very much like the yeah, I think that this episode is at its best when you're platforming and you're discovering places and collecting things, and in a slightly precarious manner, and then admiring the, ooh, where am I? So this is cool. This is, let's have a closer look at this. Okay, look at this. So this, to me, immediately, look, we've got those jump here things, and as I mentioned then, they look different here because they've got particle effects. And particle effects to me, as well as the positioning, that immediately says, I can work out from context that these are jump pads, and I won't need to jump because I will jump automatically when I'm on them. So yeah, and quite why a skull symbolises jump, I don't understand. Whatever, this area, it stands out like a sore thumb, right? It's the that strange white and red, and the very unnatural design of it. To me, that says Quake 3 Arena. The jump pads, the long vertical, sorry, not vertical, it's horizontal, but it's one-dimensional arena. The little armor shards, obviously, being a later Quake feature. Yeah, that's cool. What isn't cool is that this missing texture. I'd fix that. Also, down there's some brick texture. So like this, I would assume this stuff, because it's under here, I would assume that this is bottomless pit. You're going to die if you fall down there. And I would have made that work in game by either having this as lava or a bottomless pit. That looks like a bottomless pit, rather than just this weird solid colour brush. Conversely, down there, like, we've got the stone blocks used, and that is still like instant kill, which, as we'll see in a moment, is it's not good. I'm not sure if I will break progression if I go down here. I'm not going to do it. I think I probably can cut out a huge section of that by doing that. And it's, again, there's the kind of thing of, as with that progression breaking potential over there, it's infuriating because we've got this situation where the author immediately tempts us to and rewards us for thinking outside the box, thinking, oh, can I climb up there? Can I? Yes, I can. And look, if I go a bit further, oh look, there's a ladder, and if I climb these ledges, I will be rewarded for it. I get a secret for it. I get armor shards. But then if I carry on that logic, I see like this broken stuff, and I can just like, I can go around here. There's nothing around here. There's nothing for me to get. But I can see this broken stuff, and I can break progression, and that's like immediately, that's just one step beyond from what is intended. It immediately breaks down. So again, there's this thing of the player gets confused and frustrated because the author shows us that they are trying to sometimes subvert and sometimes rewards player expectations, sometimes subverting expectations of the usual and rewarding expectations of the unusual. But then almost immediately afterwards they show that that's completely inconsistent, and that if you pursue that, they haven't thought about it, and it kind of breaks the map. It doesn't work at all how you expected, and it's ugly. So it's the kind of stuff which is equally delightful and frustrating, and would be so much better if that stuff was just blocked off, or the door opening patterns were made consistent. We've got this space here that will be instant death if we fall into it, which is Is this the kind of thing I'm meant to be doing? Well, previously I've been told yes. I've been told that climbing up on ledges so you can access is how you access secret areas. I've got two out of 2 secrets by doing that. Here it'll kill me, and it looks ugly as sin. Let's go up here. This door is broken, it's a bit weird. If I go here, yes. If I go back a bit. I don't know what's going on here. But, look, it pushes the corpse. I think this is the one rotating door in the game which will open multiple times. We've got this inn, this is cool, I love it. Finally an inn we can go into. The pizza oven, nice. Barrels. I've got to say, I find the enforcers a bit inconsistent. No, sorry, not the enforcers, the grunts. Like, having these guys in this environment feels weird. But, whatever. Oh, the table's in the mug there. Stool is in the mug there. That could do with a fix. Yeah, I think this is something which I don't know whether to. But I don't think this was play tested, or I think the author doesn't really. Maybe the author's impatient. They just want to move on. Like, stop belly aching about stuff that's half-assed, so you'll never get anywhere. So just move on. But and I think that to some degree must be the case, and if so, it's enabled work on a great scale with loads of ideas thrown in, and that's wonderful. So I'm not going to say that not polishing everything to the nth degree is bad. Okay, what's going on with this? Is there again? This feels like a thing like somebody must have tried to do this. This thing of a uniformly black plane with these weird, inconsistent white pixels. In this case, a back to front F. Is this the result of human effort and intention? And if so, why? What am I meant to understand by it? Because I don't think if you forget to fill in a door texture, this will happen by default. I think it has to be done. So I wonder what went wrong here, or what was the intention. Anyway, look at this. We've got portcullis, pulley and lever, and Yeah, see, that doesn't rotate on quite the right spot. But look at this. Rotating and rising. That is great. I love it. Sadly, in this particular playthrough, I didn't encounter the thing where that opens first, which is a bit of a bummer. And if I had, I would have said that it is very weird, after all the you must get the crypt key, for all the one-time doors with strange opening conditions, that this gate, and previously, you know, the castle let us in, the drawbridge was open for us, portcullis opened, as if by magic when we approached. Here, you get told to save, and it's shut, and you don't get told why it's shut. There's no like beep 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 beep, get the silver key or whatever. And I think like, okay, so it's obviously pointless to save just before a shut door. This should be the other side of that. But like I say, I think these are pointless. If we're going to have messages for doors and users need hand holding, this should have had a message. Like, I wonder where the mechanism is, or there must be a lever somewhere, something like that. That just indicates that, because as we've seen, there's doors that look identical to other doors, some of which are fake, and some of which only open after certain conditions are met, some of which are one-time use. So like just having a save point and a door that doesn't explain anything is annoying, because users are made to jump, players are made to jump through so many hoops to get to this point. Yeah, I think they're owed that. But I think we've explored everything here, so let's go down here. Or should I go up there? I think I'm going to go back up there so I can get those goodies, because I'm not sure I can get them from below. The red armor up there, right? Yep, through here. No, I can probably jump up that from here, but see, there's green lawn out there with an outer edge to the castle, and it just stops. Very weird, because like I'm not going to notice like that there's a double layer, a double fortification with raised ground at all, except for this particular point. This is the only point where I'm going to realise that there's this beautiful tower and all this, but this will also be the point where I realise that there's just this void there, and those hideous trees, and this broken floor. Like it's and like the secrets just before, the secrets hidden after inventive jumps, which one further adventurous jump will break the game. Like, it's a similar thing. It's a thing of these cute little points of interest are introduced at precisely the point where indulging that kind of creativity and intent will quickly lead to disappointment. So if you can conceive of the user going up here, sorry, the player, I keep talking like a software developer, if you can conceive of the player getting up here and looking at this and thinking, cool, seeing like trees off in the distance, seeing like this extra ground, then I would have like kind of stopped and thought, but what about if they look down at the place they need to jump and go, what's all this? Oh, it will just kill me. And what's all this? It's just a sudden lack of texture. Like, why add a kind of broken looking, why go to the pains of adding an extra wall and an extra turret and not completing it because whatever, when you could have just gone like, oh, I should really put the texture down here. It's interesting, but anyway, let's soldier on. Oh, I've already got 112 armor, so I wonder if I can get this after our arena fight. And yeah, this arena fight is telegraphed. Oh look. Matrix music, that's cool. This one, Matrix. With the Vinces, that kind of stuff, isn't it? It's the late 90s again. The jump pads are a bit strange where they get you, there's a broken texture here. That could do with fixing. I wonder where that one more to go is. It did say one more, yeah, only one more to go. That was our last message. This is interesting. The enemies on the other side haven't woken up, which isn't a problem. Oh, one of them has. That knight is coming towards us. There are more to go. Oh, they've all seen me. So, oh wow, I can go back in here. I think I've broken this now. I wonder if I can... Yeah, that's a bit awkward. The one-dimensional arena, it's so kind of squashed in. And we've been used to such expansive areas beforehand. I think that it could do with being slightly larger, but also being like forcibly penned in. Like so, let's have a look, let's get in position. See there, beyond those ammo crates, I think when you trigger the arena combat, which I think should happen before you get to that door, I think you should get a message and gates should come up here just to show that you are locked into this space, rather than those gates closing, because being able to navigate out into those ammo boxes, it kind of like destroys the linear vibe of the place. Hang on, I'm going to see if I can open the portcullis again. Why is it weird? I would, yeah, again, I'd replace that door with, both these doors in fact, with other doors that work. Right, okay. No, the lever is... So I need to kind of jump over it again. Oh, it stayed open all that time. Weird. Very, very odd. So yeah, there's a strange thing which happens with enemies. So at one point we saw there are X more to go. And then once we killed that doggo, more people started spawning in. Which is cool. I mean, it's waves, waves of combat. I don't think I got messages from those night skies about there are X more to go. And when I kill this guy, the sequence is complete. I didn't have to kill that ogre. I mean, this is like no skin off my back. That dog was stuck. I think there's a knight which is stuck. He's stuck over here as well. Yeah. This knight can't move. How did he get there? So, 2 more to go from that end of 4, yeah. Enemies coming in sequence. Some coming in before the previous sequence has finished, and the sequence not matching up with expectations. It's not an immediate problem, but it's confusing that that ogre did not need to be killed for the new wave to trigger. And inconsistency with sequences is a problem that will oh, there we go, silence. And can I get the bit of an abrupt change of tone that, but I don't think there's anything you can really do about that with so how do I I'm going to try and get the red armor, you see. I could go all the way back now. I really like being able to see where you've come from. That's really cool. And we've had that several times in this. That's a really nice touch. Sorry, what I was saying with the sequences thing. Not being clear about where one sequence ends and another begins is a problem that will become infuriating very shortly. But for the time being, let's just look at these horrible lack of textures briefly before abruptly ending the level. So that I think that was great. I absolutely loved the lava Temple of Doom thing. All the rotating brushes apart from the doors were great. All the traps, the sense of adventure. There were discrete places in this. There was the crypt, there was the courtyard, there was the keep, the outside the keep, the main hall, the lava pit, the bit beneath the well, and navigating between those places is great. You feel this sense of like wonder, and there are discrete places that you can remember, that you can connect to one another, and it's just generally satisfying having an adventure in a place like this. So I've talked about my minor criticisms of craft throughout. I think there's a bit of an issue with the final arena, with the wave arena. I really like the Quake 3 arena vibe to it. That's fresh. I don't think it's like the best way to do arenas. I don't think people should do more of them necessarily, but I think it's very fresh and very unique. But that area felt a little squashed and kind of shoved in. I think that would have been an area which would have been nicer to, I don't know. It feels hemmed in, but I don't quite know what the solution is. Definitely the textures around it need fixing. The bottomless pit needs fixing. But part of me thinks that it kind of doesn't belong in the same environment. Like being sandwiched between that portcullis and the beer hall and this huge imposing multi-story tower. It's like very awkward trying to work out its relation, its in-world relation to those places. I mean, from a gameplay perspective, it's like, okay, I've come to the end of that, and now I'm having a big battle before moving on to the next step of my adventure. But in the game world, it feels a bit off. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. But I think, ultimately it's fine. Great effort. I would say that this is, being generous, this is a 4 out of 5 with a strong plea to just get rid of the awful 2D tree sprites, replace all the horrible Fulbright textures, and get the doors and key messaging consistently. Also try and fix the keys. I think that would be a really, the author's clearly enterprising, is clearly willing to work with unusual features and hack around a bit, do some scripting. I think that their next step in plan of development should be to figure out how to make the crypt key and the fake gold key look like real keys. The best part of this, no question, was the lava chamber. That was just great, and yeah, I love the madcap concept rooms. Anyway, let's move on to level 2. You need the gold key. So we pick up where we left off with this door with these annoying pixels here. That I would fix. And we've got this mysterious hooded figure. And look at this cutscene. So we managed it to my realm. But coming further will not be that easy. Bring me the heart and the blood of the demon, and you shall pass, or stay forever. And look! So what was really cool with the end of that cutscene was that the view kind of segued back into the ranger's field of view. That was really cool. Really professional, subtle effect. Yeah, it should be used more often, I think. The guy has got those horrid, totally bright pixels in his hands. And again, I don't know why you would want to do this. If it's a mistake, if it's a bug, I don't know why you would put so much effort into this scene and see that this looks like this and then be like, whatever. I mean, I would just change those textures to these ones, the same as his feet, or anything other than this. I don't understand how people think this looks cool or even acceptable. This effect, this stained glass light shaft is very inventive. I think that is very, very cool. A shame the way it doesn't quite connect here. I think that could do with fixing. Yeah, again, there's places where so much effort and inventiveness has been gone to, and it's just been kind of left with that stands out and looks absolutely horrible and undermines everything. But whatever. And part of me is fair play for moving on because you get stuff done. But another part of me is just that's so hideous. Why are you giving us this? Anyway, bring me the heart and the blood of the demon, and you shall pass. We'll also notice here that this is the same environment we saw when we finished the last level. However, it doesn't have the broken textures here. And when we finished the first level, we could see that you know, there's horrible pink and black checkers here, a little pink line here. Here we've got, I think, just a bit of like, yeah, a bit of horrible shit there. But like, if you did this environment in a fixed way like you've done here, why didn't you just copy and paste that across to the end of level 1? And the user wouldn't have had to see that weird, distracting thing. Like, and it's like, I can understand, like, the author maybe not, you know, this is cheerful, like, stuff, it's whimsical, it's not, like, professional grade, whatever, but, there are instances of us being made to, like, I don't think perfectionism of any degree was applied in any aspect of this, and after a while the frustrations start to creep out. So look at this, for instance. That silver key bit's slightly offset, but you need the silver hyphen key. You need the gold key. Here the gold key is, the symbol is aligned, no hyphen, and there's a sound of us trying the door. No sound here and a hyphen. Why are these things inconsistent? It's just so infuriating. Yeah. I would have just like copied and pasted all of these things across. Yeah. And if we see here, you need the silver key here as well. Silver key without a hyphen, I think. Yeah, silver key is capitalised and hyphenated here. Here it isn't capitalised or hyphenated. We do get the sound though, but we don't get the symbol. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, here we don't need anything. There's no sound either. We're meant to save. This is locked behind us. And we're not told why. With other doors we're told why and we're told what we need to do to open them. With this one it's just locked behind us. Again, it's like, I don't know, it's irritating that so many inconsistencies are thrown in our face so quickly. Got some broken brushes there. But hey, music change, save point. This feels a bit like the lava chamber. We've got this cool, like, environment to navigate with its traps. I'm looking forward to it. Here's something new. So let's save. And you need the gold hyphen key. Yeah, let's leave this map with a full stop. So yeah, I don't know if I'm being trolled with doors being and keys being weird and horrible. But look at this. This is so cool. And look, the night comes to get us. The traps get in. I think there is something really, really cool about encountering a trap and seeing the monster getting caught in it. I think that's just great. Right, a bunch of enemies have started infighting. I think they infight every time. Now a couple of irritating things materialise. So, only 2 more to go. Remember that. That was a shoot button. It tells me that there are only 2 more to go. This is a door. It doesn't do anything. Doesn't matter, we've had that before. I'm used to doors that don't open, that are there for no reason. That's fine. Bear those 2 things in mind. The fact that the knight below me wakes up when I get here is weird. I can't deal with him right now, I can't see him. The fact that he wakes up and one scrag spawns is weird. It's going to be very awkward dealing with him from here. I'm just going to like forget about him. I'm going to carry on the main path because I've got enough things to worry about with, what was it? Only 2 more to go, that's what I'm doing. So remember that. Navigate these traps. Get some nails. So those knights died to grenades, I think. This looks like a really vicious trap. I like it. Ah! The fact that these traps don't make noises, because in the original Quake they did, you had crushing sounds. The fact that these ones don't is annoying. Okay. Oh, I can hear. Alright, I can't get past this gate. So this gate is here for a reason, right? It doesn't open when I get to it. This is meant to impede my progress. Now part of me is thinking, I can just walk past here. Probably. Yeah, I can. But I'm probably not meant to. This is probably here for a reason. So I'm going to consider my other options. I look around me and I see... Oh look, there's 2 more shoot switches. Only 3 more to go. The last one we got said only 2 more to go. So this is what I was mentioning back in level 1. There's overlapping sequences. And the lack of clarity of where one begins and one ends. I think that this is terrible. It's like it's something that's so clearly wrong in expected user mental model, and it's not like to be honest, like you know, Sputnik, who is a storied, experienced, incredible mapper, years of experience doing wonderful maps, training them out like nothing. Sputnik's latest episode had this problem. A contribution for Brutalist map channel had the problem of concurrent sequences, where you get this situation of only 2 more to go, only 3 more to go. But look, if I do this... Okay, so we've got 2 sequences that we're in the middle of. And there's only 2 more to go on both of them. I think that that is how you would encounter these things. Anyway, that hasn't done anything yet, both those sequences remain, so I've got to remember that I need that, I need the gold key, I need the silver key. These things are going on. I'm not meant to cross this, so let's see what else we can do. Oh look, if we jump onto this side, we did this before in the last level a couple of times. You jump onto the ledge for progression. As far as I'm aware, that is the only way to get this key, and it's obviously what happens when the user gets up here and encounters this gate. You turn back on yourself and you go, oh, yeah, there was that thing there. I can get at that from here. I have the crypt key. That guy died instantly. These other traps have gone, so I'm going to have to kill these guys myself. So, I have 2 more to go, I have 2 more to go. I need a silver key, I need a gold key. What I have is a crypt key. I have no idea where the crypt key would be used. And this is another form of stacking concurrent series. The user has, the player has an abstract model of what they need to do to progress, and we're telling them loads of stuff. Two of those things don't have a name. There's two sequences where there are X more to go. I don't know what those will unlock. I don't know when or if I'll complete them. I don't know what to look for. Apart from switches, I guess. Oh look, more broken texture. I also know that I need a silver key and a gold key. I didn't know that I needed a crypt key, but I have one. So there's this inconsistency there. I'm being overloaded with things relating to progression that are coming up in random orders. It's frustrating. More to the point, I can't see where I'm meant to go now. After getting that crypt key and defeating those knights, where do I go? I'll try going back here. Alright, one more enemy up there. Okay, so that suggests I'm meant to go back up here. And the thing is, at this point, we know that we are supposed to be able to climb. We're meant to have the gumption. This is the third time it's happened that we've been rewarded for climbing on ledges. So I'm just going to do it again. We can get to the point beyond this gate either by doing it here, maybe walking past the flame feels wrong, but maybe, you know that knight that woke up when we walked over there? We can just jump up there and jump down here. So I'm going to do that. I don't think that's game breaking, but it feels like, what's the purpose of this if it's not to block me? I feel like maybe I'm breaking progression here. Okay, so one sequence has one more to go, and one has two more to go. A sequence is completed. I have another gate. This one I can't navigate past. What did that sequence complete do? It didn't open that gate, it didn't open this one. So I've got the crypt key, I don't know where it's supposed to be used. I haven't got the gold key or the silver key, which I do know where they're supposed to be used. I've completed a sequence, I've got no idea what that did. There's another sequence that I have yet to complete, and I don't see where I can go to complete it. So at this point, this is where I gave up the first time. I just couldn't work out what was going on, what I was expected to do. Everything felt broken and buggy and badly done, and I was just frustrated. I persevered some more. The second time around, I figured out that this... normally when you get that close to a door, it would open. I tried the first door I'd seen, and it was clearly not a door. Turns out the ones with torches above them are doors, and they will teleport you somewhere. And the thing is, the first door you encounter with a flame on it takes you back to the first door without a flame on it, so they are trying to show you that. But it's... the thing is, I've seen pointless doors before. I've seen fake doors for no reason being introduced. And the second one seemed the first of the same one. There are so many inconsistencies of style between doors across this map set. Everything is different every time. How would I know that a flame indicates that, oh no, this one is real, even if those ones aren't? And also, why do I need to get, all other doors I would get this close and they would open. This one doesn't. I need to get that close, and it's just yeah, really, really bad. Anyway, is this door open? No. Only one more to go. A gate opens elsewhere. Okay, I like that. I like a gate opens elsewhere because it tells us what we're going to look for. Sequence complete is unforgivable. I've already completed a sequence and I don't know what it is. If we can be told here that a gate has opened, that's useful information. It tells me what to look for. Why can't I have that with the other sequence I completed? Anyway, let's... I need the silver key. So these things have nothing to do with this, but the silver key, which isn't represented, does. What I have is the crypt key. This is so jumbled. Only one more to go. Sequence completed. Okay, what did that sequence complete? So there's several awful things going on here. There's concurrent sequences. I've had one sequence complete. One gate opened elsewhere. Oh look, that gate is opened. And one sequence complete. So two sequence completed that give me no indication of what it is they've completed, and one that gives me one indication, which is that that gate is open. However, opening this gate is pointless. You need to be able to cross this gate to be able to get to the places that do the things that unlock this gate. So that's just like... I don't get it. If you don't get the door thing, if you... And I think I forgot about this. I couldn't work out the door teleports. Because at this point I'm so overloaded with weird information I don't know how to parse. So many different progress indicators. So many kind of suspicious, semi-broken things and inconsistent symbology. I couldn't figure out how the teleports worked. And I thought, well, I can't get to this place, but the author knows I'm able to, and has encouraged me to get on loaders before, so I'll just go through here. So you can avoid the door teleport thing that way, if you want to. I mean, obviously it's really ugly down here, so maybe you don't want to, but you're going to see this ugliness anyway, so... Anyway. Turns out that this gate is open now. I don't know if that was one of the sequences completed, or the gate has opened. It's one of those three things. Who knows? The point is there are several gates, and look at this, right? We've been in previous situations where we've got the gold key or the silver key, and it tells us you need the silver key as you open the silver door, right? This door required the crypt key, but because I got the crypt key before I encountered the need for it, the fact that that was a puzzle just never emerged. So I think that the problem here is that the author hasn't thought through what the player is actually meant to do. The player's mental model here is an absolute mess. Okay, look at this. What is this? I think that's the demon heart. Yes, I have the heart. Wicked. Cool, so that's one of the things that guy wanted. This won't open. This won't open. You're stuck in here. This is the button that opens that door. I suppose because there's only one thing to press here, it couldn't say sequence complete. By the way, another problem with those sequence completed, so, those sequences consisted partially of shoot switches and partially of push buttons in different places for no reason. But I shot every shoot switch in this entire environment, and that didn't complete any sequence. That completed the start of 2 sequences which needed to be finished by pushing buttons, which would complete sequences which would do things outside of my field of vision that I had no way of referencing. This is really bad, man. It really needs sorting out. Only one more to go, right? Is that from opening that door? A gate opens elsewhere. I mean, I'm glad to see the cogs again. It'd be nice if we had cogs for every gate opens elsewhere. Yeah, this stuff is just really messy. I think this is the first playthrough where I haven't needed to cheat yet. And these buttons open something so far away, like, I don't... Like, what is it that opened this door? It didn't tell us what needed to be happened for it to open, it didn't tell us this door opens elsewhere. It wasn't clear what mechanism opened it. At one point it wouldn't, and at one point it did. There are so many mechanisms for opening doors. Sometimes doors don't open, sometimes they do, sometimes they're triggered by shoot switches and buttons, sometimes they need keys, sometimes their triggers are really close, sometimes they're far away. It is such a mess. Should we take this teleporter? Yeah, why not? Let's do it so I can cheese these guys. No, this is boring. Let's go back. Let's use a silver key. I need the silver key. But I didn't need the crypt key when I had the crypt key that opened whatever. Notice also that this used the silver key. I no longer have it in my inventory. Whereas with the silver and gold key in the last level, I did still have them. I kept them throughout. And look, he's got the heart. That's nice. I think he should acknowledge it, that I gave him the heart. Should be a trigger there. But he's given me some resources, which is nice. No message about what that door's for. Right, okay. Now this is cool. Escher vibes. I kind of got Escher vibes in the last room, but this one, yeah, this is for real. And I think that's really cool. And that's awesome. Yeah, this is great. Is that door opening? No, there's this problem here where enemies spawn. Enemies are alerted to far below you and try to chase you around at a lower level, so they're just continuously opening and closing doors. Don't worry about it. Fulbright! I think this is the the first time you see these incredibly bright singular pixels amidst a dark texture, and you think, oh, maybe that's intentional. I mean, it still looks horrible, but maybe it's intentional. I don't like these steps, but whatever. They've got this weird thing of like enemies. Some enemies spawn when Some enemies spawn when you can't see them, or get triggered, get angry with you when you can't see them and they're doing stuff out of your field of view, out of your immediate space. And others that are like directly in your path, which are meant to ambush you, just sit there not doing anything. It's annoying. And here's another inconsistent door. Infuriating. So, I think I have two options. I can either jump here, or maybe the red is telling us we should be jumping there. Maybe red means look at me. A lot of game design uses lighting to suggest this is where you need to go. Oh god, it's another sequence. 3 more to go. Only 3. Phew. Thank god it's not like 6 or something. But I don't think like this red light was a particularly good place to go. Like that's... Ooh! Wow, this is interesting. And look, this is like Super Mario. So it's like... Now I'm feeling like... Yeah, the platforming elements are very conscientious. And I think they're great. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's cool. And the lighting feels like N64. I'm getting very nostalgic vibes. And I'm back at the start. Very weird. And look at this. These are arrows, I think. Very, very subtle. So much more subtle than those 4 bright pixels we were assaulted with earlier. But yeah, look at this. One more to go, so that's not this door. Only 3 more to go, only 1 more to go. Okay, there we go, we've got concurrent series. Again, I don't think that's the end of the world, having concurrent series. It's not the worst thing, but if there was some way to go, okay, this is what this is aiming towards. Because remember, in the last room, we had 2 sequences which consisted of both push buttons and shoot switches. Here, this started a sequence, this push button and a shoot switch started a sequence. They're 2 different sequences. I hope that they're consistent amongst themselves and that the 1 more to go of these is also a push button. But based on experience, I have no reason to expect that. So, quite how the player is meant to distinguish these sequences or have, like, keep in mind some idea of what they're for or what to look out for, I don't know. We need a gold key to get out. The environment is cool though, I like it. And a shoot switch above the door suggests it has something to do with that door. As before, the fact that it doesn't is just maddening. That's weird. It feels like, I don't think that is a bug, or maybe it is a bug, I don't know. It feels like I shouldn't have been able to get that. But, yeah, I've got the gold key. I can leave. I nedged the gold key, there's a typo there. But I had the gold key, so... That's the weird thing, like, sometimes it tells you you need the thing, even if you had it, sometimes it doesn't tell you. You never realise that was the thing that was needed. Oh, broken texture here. So it's just occurred to me on my 3rd playthrough that maybe that gold key, I shouldn't have been able to get it, and it was in a cage and I needed to open that cage by finishing 1 or both of those sequences. If that's the case, like, I don't care. I am just really glad not to have to finish those sequences. I hate sequences. this door opens elsewhere. That is the first time. There have been so many doors that have been fake doors, and so many doors that have needed unlocks that aren't keys. This is the first time that we've had messaging tell us that this door does indeed open, but it opens elsewhere. Like, that's a good policy. You should stick with it. Let's explore this properly. Is this going to be yet another sequence? Only one more to go. Maybe it's part of a sequence I started outside, which is a shame. But I like this scene, like a fight happened here, a drink was knocked over. That's very cool. But it's also the kind of thing of like, if I'm going to be noticing this level of attention to detail, I'm also definitely, oh look, there's still a drink, that's cool. But if I'm noticing that, which is awesome, then I'm also going to be noticing like all the broken textures and stuff, and it's yeah, that little bit extra care would be great. Wicked, yet another sequence completed. Did it open this door? No, it didn't. So I've got no idea what that sequence did. Look at this. This is awesome. This, oh my god, I mean that's hideous. The totally black back of door and that weird Fulbright texture on it again. Absolutely hideous. You know, I'm surprised we don't get a new music track here, because we've had new music tracks for far less, and this is so cool. It's Donkey Kong. Look at it. That's just fucking awesome, man. Oh no, by the way, this is a teleport. So we didn't need a this is a teleporter thing at the intro. It's inconsistent from other teleporters we've seen. That's not a problem. Like, but again, it's like one of those things where you go like, the author should decide if this is or this isn't a problem, and make a call either way. Anyway, I don't care. This looks so cool. Let's get stuck in. And look, again, a monster died on the trap, which demonstrates the effectiveness of the trap. I love that effect. That is just so cool to me. That's great. He was pushed along by it. I just think this is great. It works so well. And that's what's incredible about this, is that like the author is like has made Quake physics really work here. Like the platforming sequences too, like perfect. This is so ambitious. It involves rotating, moving brushes, collision, ladders, and all of it works so seamlessly. Like there's no point of confusion. I nearly died on the barrels the first couple of times I did this, by the way. This is a really tense fight. I'm fighting a guy with buckets. Like, that's awesome. That's like Indiana Jones type stuff. I love it. And it shows such skill and attention to detail. Like, this would be so easy to get wrong. I can so easily imagine collision not working right, or feeling off, or just the ladders not working when you expect them to, and it would ruin this. But look at this, I can roll on the barrels, or the barrels can crush me. It doesn't surprise me, I don't get caught in unexpected situations. I can partially... No, I can't partially count that, but this is just great. And so it's all the more surprising that the author clearly has this ability to do like really, really precise mobile brushwork, the mechanics that work right. But then when it comes to like doors, like all that kind of meticulous attention to detail just goes out the window. It's this strange irony that I think applies to the whole episode, is that the bare basics, the things that like most people would think of, like there's only one way to do this and it's obvious and everybody gets it, I don't even need to think about it. You would just get that right. Anybody else would get that right. They would really struggle with something like this. This episode gets the very fundamentals of level progression just hideously wrong. The meta stuff is like how to open a door, what pushing a button does, how keys work, all that stuff is just a total nightmare. But you go for something as elaborate as this, as like recreate Donkey Kong in Quake, and it's absolutely flawless. Yeah, it's like baffling. But hey, a door has been activated. Not open, but activated. That's interesting. Yeah, that's hideous. I don't know how that happened. Get rid of it, sort it out. This door opens elsewhere. So, okay, I completed this sequence. I'll never know what it did because I never encountered a problem that it solved. This thing, I was waiting for a door to be opened, and then I get told when I complete this challenge that a door has been activated. It's not that door. So there's going to be another door, which I haven't encountered yet, which has been activated, which I would never have known needed to be activated. Jumbled mess, man, jumbled mess. These textures, by the way, are absolutely wrong. They're wrong resolution. Apart from that, this environment is quite nice, I think. And look, kudos for not using that horrid Fulbright texture. Again, why not just copy and paste this one? Why decide to have those horrible lurid red and yellow pixels? Oh, look at this. Cool. Nice little cutscene. What? What? Okay, that's bizarre. I need the gold key and now I seem to be stuck in this cutscene. Right, yeah, I do seem to be stuck. Oh no, man. Okay, I just have to redo this. That was my last save. Okay, let's do this. Let's blast through it. Oh, also my HUD's disappeared. When did that happen? My HUD seems to have disappeared on loads. Very, very odd. Yeah, I can't overstate how delightful and impressive this is. Right. Is it this door that's been activated? Is it just like you can leave? Is that what that message means? Yeah, if that is the case, I would say you can leave. But yeah, it's not clear what that unlocks. Like most things in this game, there are things that are locked. You don't know why. You don't know what it is that unlocks them, and then you do these challenges that notionally fulfill something. You've got no idea what to look for. It's annoying. Okay, let's try this again. The blood of the demon. So this is confusing, but I worked it out. It's referring to what we were having our eye drawn to is that chalice up there, not the whole thing. I don't know what happened with that gold key thing. That's a bug. It appeared slightly different to me last time I played this. Last time I played this, I managed to come in as I did now. Spoiler, I completed this whole thing. And on my way out, after completing this whole thing, on my way out, I went into a cutscene which was just black with missing textures, pink and black checkered textures, and that told me I needed the gold key. And yeah, I don't know what the intention is there, but it's clearly broken. Is it? Oh yeah, here we go, yeah. But you need the gold key. But the question is this, right? In the Donkey Kong arena, I didn't need to be told I needed a key to exit. And yeah, so there's keys used for multiple things here, right? Okay, yeah, I think this is broken again. Yeah. Okay, so I think there's no way to skip cutscene. I think it's this. Yeah. Okay. If I go slightly to the right of this door, then I get stuck on a never-ending cutscene. Maybe it does end eventually. I can't remember. Let's try saving after this. I'm sick of this. Okay, so just going back. If I go back here to the right, I don't get any message. That's fine. It's the same as with Donkey Kong. Same with the arena at the end of level 1. Yeah, we get locked in. We're not told why. We just are. That's fine. I kind of expect it, to be honest. In the first major challenge of this level, we were told that we needed the silver key to exit. We didn't need a cutscene though. And it's one of those things where I think, like, okay, put it this way. I think I keep on like kind of dithering between like, do these things matter or not? And I think the author is just experimenting with these things. Oh, by the way, this is another hideous mix of pixels. This just looks broken. I would simply not have used this. Missed that jump. Yeah, so like with these inconsistencies between how doors announce themselves and all the rest of it, I feel like the author doesn't have any strong opinions either way. And they are just genuinely looking for feedback. But in that case, my problem is more like, I don't really care. I don't really have like strong opinions on whether one rubbish door texture is better than another rubbish door texture. I don't have a strong opinion on whether a cutscene is better than no cutscene when being told you need a key. Like, these are things which require some commitment to an artistic vision in order for people to develop a meaningful response to them. When I see these things happen, I think, as a player, I think like that's inconsistent and it's weird and it's confusing. because they're like, if I saw several cutscenes of that kind telling me I need a key, and they weren't broken, then I might develop some opinions. I might go like, oh, actually, but that's quite a neat effect. Maybe you should do that everywhere. But I don't know. Like, it's just, it feels like the author themselves doesn't have any strong opinion either way. But at that point, it's kind of like insulting to serve up a broken, unplay-tested experience and ask other people to form an opinion on something that they couldn't bother to form an opinion on themselves, if you know what I mean. Like, it's I think part of artistic endeavour like this is that you know, work can be substandard and it can be quite a slog and it can be buggy, it can be rough around the edges, and that's all fine to a degree. It should still be appreciated, and what I appreciate with this is that the author was trying to do something. But with a lot of these things, it's not really clear what you are trying to do, and it feels like a bit of an ask of people to say, hey, this is kind of broken and I don't really know what I'm doing, but you should play it. It's like, I don't know, like this is a cool set piece. I think this is interesting. The lava room was, I thought the Escher thing was a cool concept. I think the lava room was fantastic. The Quake 3 arena type stuff, that's cool. The Donkey Kong thing, that is absolutely awesome. I would like draw attention to those, and I would want to highlight those as the things that you really did have a coherent vision for. Whereas all this distraction, all this kind of like doors work differently every single time. This is a sequence. Unlock this thing, do this to progress. Here's some new textures, here's a cutscene. All of this random crap like, it detracts from that. And has that opened the doors? Sequence complete, I think, has opened the doors. Yeah. Ugh. There we go, we've opened the head. Going inside the demon's head. I think that's cool. I love it. I think there's a button, you can see out through the eyes, I think that's great, so you can see out onto the trellis, reminding you that that's the big plan. I think this is cool. A platform has been activated. The thing is, like, you could have shown us that platform moving. That is still much, much better than sequence complete, because it tells us what has happened. But a platform, I mean, it's this platform, isn't it? You could have shown that moving or made it appear or something. In any case, that is far better than the vast majority of the triggers in this episode, which don't give you any real indication of what they've done or why. We were out looking towards the thing and it described it to us, and that is brilliant by the standards of this map. I'm not going to go down there. Rocket launcher. Yeah. Okay, I think this is an iron well bug. I don't think this is a back bug. But there's a downward slope here. There's no upward slope, and yet I'm clipping on the edge. So, I have the blood. This is a bit awkward. Difficult to navigate. Look at this guy. Yeah, I think that's terrible. But you've got this huge, like, when people are spawning to ambush you, when people are, and also, like, yeah, why do I need to jump so high for this? Because I'm not jumping to that, and I need to get here, which... Anyway, let's fight these guys. Yeah, having this, like, kind of... having ambush spawns, or huge arenas like this, having a guy facing a wall, is just like, what's going on there? I would fix that. The Shamblers are distracted. Might look a gift horse in the mouth. There's a pro strat here. If you're underwater, land-based enemies won't cheat you. This battle is still tough though. I mean, fair play. I think it's like... I think it's because the space is very... Yeah, what is that about? What is that jump pad about? It feels... That jump pad feels like yet another example of the author wasn't really sure about which one of several ways of doing the same thing to go with. So they went with two mediocre versions instead of like trying to work out a consistent way of doing it. Damn, I keep on dying. What is this? I need a strat. I need a strat other than just being in water. I'll be in water for the time being, I quite like it. So scribes and fish can get you in water, obviously. I don't think it's necessary to tell me that... Oh god. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to tell me that there are more enemies to go with every enemy killed when there's like a dozen on screen. I think that's... Right, I think that's broken, and I think I'm gonna stop here because this is exhausting, frankly. My patience was thin.